Hi there and welcome to Mighty Success Blueprint. I'm really excited and I'm really pumped. I'm excited to see you here watching this video on such a beautiful day. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I think are really key and are indispensable. You must really know them if you want to 10x your business, if you want to grow really. Or if you want to get started but want to build a viral business, right? Exactly what I've got here is what I'm going to talk about. And hey, my name is Nicholas Mighty. I'm a coach, I'm a business and life coach. I'm really excited that you're here, and I do this as a part of supporting others, helping people like you and me, like you and others who are really into growing and becoming the best of themselves and doing the greatest things in life, right? Because life is about adventure, right? So what are these 5 things if you must really grow your business, if you must really do something viral? What are the things? What is business like? Because those are the questions that we ask. So, and you might be genuinely asking yourself these questions even today, or you've asked yourself before. It's normal, right? A lot of times we look at the finished picture of someone else's business, but we don't get to break it down to see what the nitty-gritty is in the middle, and what was, or what went on, how did they get to where they got. Now, I'm going to help you to try to understand what you should expect so that you're not surprised, and if you have been on the wrong side, so that you make things right, so that you can really generate viral success for yourself. All right, so one of the things that you must really know is that it's never about you. Running a business is never about yourself. It's going to be about others, right? Very important. Once you understand this, it helps you because you shift your focus from yourself onto other people, right? Have you ever stood in front of the camera and you wonder and you think about yourself and you're like, well, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't look good enough in the camera. Or I can't record this. My voice doesn't sound like this. It's never about you. And many people fail to start because they think so much about themselves and they don't think about who they are going to serve. Now, one of the key things you must really note is that starting a business is never about you. In fact, people don't even care what you look like. They don't even care how you talk. All they care about is what you bring to the marketplace. Now, that said, you must understand that it's very important how much value you bring into the market. Is very important. So bring everything that you've got, right? Pour it on, because that's what people care about. If you're thinking about starting a business, that's one key thing that you must really think about very clearly. It's not about you, right? It's not about what you're wearing. I'm not saying you're not going to be decent. All I'm trying to say is, hey, shift the focus. Most of the focus is going to be about the people that you're serving. And when you understand that, then you're on your way to actually building something really viral, right? And the second thing that you really want to understand if you want to build a viral business, or if you want to 10x your business, is it's not about the money, right? I know many of us start off with, I'm going to start a business and then I'll generate some money because I need it. And that's understandable. You need money, or you want to have money when you want it, right? But when you start off with that mindset, somehow it cripples your thinking, it cripples your service, it cripples most of the things that you do, right? Now, we all do it, in the end, you get paid for the kind of service that you bring to the table. But it's not actually about the money when you get started. Make it about adventure, right? Which is why I always tell my clients, or the people that I talk to, the people that I coach, if you think about starting a business, start something that you're really passionate about, something that you really love, and something that you care about. Why? Because you're going to make it an adventure. You're not going to fear testing, right? Because I remember a few days ago, I told one of my colleagues, you know what? I've heard about this type of business, and I'm just gonna, put in some of the money that I had saved aside for some other reason. I'm gonna put it in. I want to see what it's like. I want to test for myself. I don't want to be told the stories, right? Life is best when you tell the story, not when it's being told, right? The best story that you'll ever tell is your story, right? So remember, it's not about the money. And once you understand that, it frees you from all the fear that, would grip you when things are not going right? Because you want to create a story, and part of that story is the challenges, right? So that is very, very important and is worth really understanding if you want to go viral. And the third thing that you must really understand is you have all it takes to win, right? You have all it takes right where you are. It doesn't matter what country you're at, whatever the dream that you have in your heart or in your mind, you can actually achieve it because you've got everything, right? And I'll give you an example. You've probably heard of some of the largest corporations. When you look at Microsoft or largest businesses, when you look at Google, most of them actually started in a garage, right? So if you found somebody sleeping in a garage, what could they possibly have? Nothing that you desire, right? Because they probably don't have a house of their own, and they're most probably, they don't have enough money, right? So they could actually say, well, I don't have anything, I don't have much, so I can't start a business, right? But most of these businesses, actually the largest corporations, most of these guys didn't go to school and they had no money, right? Some of them were kicked out of their homes, and you see all those kind of stories. So what am I trying to say is all you will ever need is all you have. So don't waste time getting started, right? Don't fear to get started. And when you understand this, then you work from inside out, right? Rather than working from outside in. You're not going to wait for resources. You're not going to wait for things to organize themselves. You're going to actually get started. You're going to move. I'll share with you a quote that I really found amazing by Rumi. Rumi the poet, he's long gone, but that was really insightful. And it says, it goes like this. When you get started on the way appears, right? That's amazing, right? When you get started on the way appears. And now I found that one really insightful, which is clear. When you start a business, don't wait to figure out everything, because you've got everything that you need to actually get whatever you want in place. The fourth point that I want to share with you today is you don't need to have it all figured out, right? Sometimes you want to understand, what does the business entail? What does it take? How do the profits come in? How does this work? You don't need to get all of that together. That doesn't mean you don't plan, but remember that even when you plan, your plans are going to change, right? Because you're going to have new experiences, you're going to meet different people, and every experience teaches you a lesson, which is very, very important. So you're better learning on the way. And just like the quote that I just shared with you on the previous point, that's really, really important to remember, because while you get started, the way appears, just like a car. When you start your car and the headlights, if they're automatic, they'll get on, but they will never see around the corner. But when you start moving, you now see around different corners, and that's very, very important. So wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, you don't need to have everything figured out. You can actually just stay where you are and just move. You can actually just move. You can actually just get on with whatever you're doing. And you definitely see what the next step is, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And the last point that I want to share with you is there is no failure until you quit, right? So maybe your business is going through some, difficulties and some challenges and tough stuff. We all have that, right? But I'll tell you what, it's never failure until the day you decide to quit. That's very, very important. And when you understand that, it changes everything, it changes the game plan, right? So as long as you're still in the game, you've probably invested all the money and had no returns, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The one who quits actually does not finish the race. That's very important to remember, right? And cannot win the race, in fact. So that's really, really important to remember. Remember, remember, remember. I always tell people, remember to remember, right? It means that take off some time to actually remember what you have to remember. So that's worth remembering, that actually There is no failure unless you quit. When you look at Napoleon Hill, he spent 20 years just to do the research that brought about the book Think and Grow Rich. Now that's a long time. He was called a failure by his family. They almost took him to hospital. They thought he was definitely going nuts about his research for 20 years. He had no profit. There was nothing to show. But I'll tell you what, his book lives on today, even after he's long gone. So that's really, really important to remember. When you start a business, it's about service. It's less about you. It's not about you almost at all. Of course, it's about you because you're the producer. You're the one bringing up, whatever you have to bring on. And that's very, very important to remember. So thank you very much. And I hope this helped you somehow, and I hope you're going to be able to 10x your business or even start a viral business, because you're going to give more value. You're not going to care about yourself, how you look, how you speak. You're just going to go out and deliver what you have to deliver. You're not going to mind what you don't understand right now, but you're going to actually go for it, right? So thank you very much, and see you next time.